Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenney and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenney and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenney. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
actually, it's how you see the world. Is that glass half full or is it half empty?
Yep. So yeah, laughter is a good way to get there, though. Laughter is always the best medicine.
Absolutely. And I believe it's all in how you see your life. I mean, I think people, they think, oh my gosh, if I had this amount of money, I would be so happy. And if they can't get it, then they're depressed. And it's like, you think about, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar, and I was listening to Tony. He used to, counsel, he was a coach to Tim, what's his name? The funny guy on Peter Pan. Gosh, I can't think of his name.
Smee?
No, he was, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yes. So Robin Williams, was searching for happiness his whole life. And, he kept thinking, if I make this amount of money, I would be happy. And, he took his own life. And it's because he never found happiness, because it's not in money.
Yeah, and you know what else? It wasn't just the money, though. It was also this. You probably may have heard, but during the final years of living, he was diagnosed with a very form of a brain disease called Lewy body dementia, and it quickly took over his mind.
Yes, I do remember that.
And the reason, what was shocking about that wasn't just the fact that he had it and no one diagnosed it. It was the fact that he got it at an earlier age than expected. You see, he passed away at 63, I think it was, and most Lewy body dementia doesn't start until you're in your late 70s or 80s. And in his case, considering that it takes a while for it to get to that place, it means he would have gotten the disease in his early 50s at least. And so it was just the youthfulness of getting the disease that was shocking,
Absolutely. And that just should go to anybody. It's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Without your health, you really have nothing. It's all in how you see the world and you see your life and what you do with it. It doesn't matter what you own, what car, what kind of home. Because I was watching a movie yesterday and I loved what they said on there. It was like, home is just a building. A house is just a building, but a home is in your heart.
Yes, and it's the same with being a champion. There's more to being a champion than just winning a trophy. It's what's in your heart.
Absolutely. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yep.
That's so beautiful. It really is, because, I can crown, Miss Nevada World or, Team Nevada United World, and you could do that, but it's not about the crown. It's about, what is she going to do in that crown? What is she going to, she now has a voice to speak to help others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And people will listen to her. And that's what it's about. It's not having somebody that just wants to wear the crown for their own benefit. We wear the crown to benefit others. It's a community service is what it is.
Yep, and good sportsmanship is a big part of being a champion, you know.
Oh, I definitely agree with you on that. And I've had good and bad experiences. It's, everybody's different. That's just it. And I really try to just open up and just accept people for who they are. And a lot of people say, I don't like this person because she talks too much and this, that, and the other. And I find that that's what I really like about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they're just being themselves.
Exactly. Do you want to hear one of the best acts of sportsmanship I've ever seen ever?
Yes, please.
And it reflects a true championship move. Do you follow motorsports at all, or no?
No, not really, no.
Well, back in the 1990s and up until the early 10s, there was a popular NASCAR driver named Mark Martin. Have you ever heard the name or no?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah.
He was a big name in NASCAR back in the 90s and 80s and all that. One time in 1994, I think it was, he was leading with like a few laps to go, and a yellow flag waved. And back in those days, it meant that if the yellow flag couldn't be fully addressed by the time the checkered flag waved, then you were the winner automatically, But guess what happens with Mark when he's leading on the final lap?
Huh.
He thinks that the race is over, and so he comes onto pit road, allowing the second place driver to take the win by mistake.
Oh.
And so what was great about it, though, was the guy that ended up winning, I think his name was David Green. He went into victory circle with his car, and the first person there was Mark Martin, and he shook his hand to congratulate him, and then he said to the reporter, "I just messed up." Yeah, and David Green was also a good sport. He was like, "I don't know what happened, Mark. I feel bad for you, but I'll take it any way I can get him."
Exactly. I mean, what are you going to do?
There's nothing.
There you go.
He made a mistake, and Mark was just such a good sport about it. He actually had a smile on his face when he shook David's hand and just said to the reporter, "I messed up."
Yeah, I can see that. That is way cool of him.
Yep,
you
and
know
it's...
what I mean? Because not everybody would be like that.
No, it was such good sportsmanship that he won the race to an extent, but in a different way, in my opinion.
Exactly. I was just going to say that, too. Absolutely.
So,
That's beautiful.
So yeah, we need more positivity like that in the world. We need more class acts like you and Mark. And yeah, I must ask, what did you overcome struggle-wise?
Oh, well, I went through a divorce. I was married to an alcoholic. It was a part of my life, that I'm happy to be done with. We're great co-parents together. He's remarried. I don't believe it's my children's fault of any kind, meaning like I don't want them to feel that way, and I don't want them to feel like they've missed out on anything because we're not together.
Yeah.
So I'm very good we're just very good at being co-parents because our kids do mean so much to us. And even though he had many affairs, he stole our whole life savings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking, I went through a lot. And I chose to forgive him. He has an illness. I did say for better or for worse, and for sickness or in health. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
What he did was not right. I do believe it takes two to tango. I probably could have been more attentive to him when I wasn't. Conversed more. I believe that there's two sides to every story. So it was my path that God chose for me. So I don't live in regret or resentment. It was just the path that in that time of my life, that I was supposed to go through.
Yep, things happen for a reason, and God helped you and your family emerge stronger from it,
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.